All right, if you're an agent in the Boise area or you have clients looking to buy or sell in the Boise area, here's what you need to know about what's happening in our market today. We have inventory that's rising rapidly, so we're gonna explore if that's here to stay. We also have pendings up quite a bit. And then lastly, values are up year to date. So if you wanna know more about that, watch the rest of this video. All right, let's dive into this data. We have inventory rising. And so the question is it here to stay? So the first thing I wanna do is kind of really get into this inventory line. We have 842 listings active as of the end of April 2024. This time last year, we had 662 listings. So you can see year over year, inventory is continuing to rise, which is actually great news, getting some potential relief for buyers and sellers alike, to be honest with you. So that's an increase of roughly 25% year over year. Looks like about 27%. Now, pendings are also up. So they're up month over month. You know, we've increased by about 12% month over month, 566 this month versus 497 last month. And then this time last year, we had 538 pendings in the month of April. We're at 566. So again, that's roughly 6% or so that pendings are up. So we'll come back to, is this inventory here to stay? But let's go look at pricing. So as we come down here, you can see that we've had an increase in the average sold price year to date in 2024 of 2.5%. So even though rates are higher, obviously pricing is still going up. That's 100% correlated to inventory. So is this inventory here to stay? Well, that's an interesting thing. And, obviously real estate is extremely local, and we're talking about the Boise area in this video. And I would say locally, I really hope so. I think this is a good trajectory for inventory. The question is, when inventory rises, is this a case of sellers who are trying to sell their home and maybe they're asking too much? Or is this one of those scenarios where buyers are just not buying and the sellers have priced their homes correctly? I would argue that given where inventory is at, if you kind of zoom in here on the months of supply, come down to the bottom here, we have 1.9 months supply. So I would argue that would suggest that, the sellers out there who are putting their home on the market, there might be more triers than actual sellers. Because when you have 1.9 months of supply, if you price a home correctly, it's going to sell. And so this goes back to who you hire really matters. You want to make sure you get the price right the first time. So many sellers out there think that, well, I'll just try higher. Hey, what's the worst thing that could happen, Chase? I'll put it on the market higher and we can always come down. Now, you as a seller, or maybe you're a real estate agent or someone watching this, you've probably heard that. You've probably even said that yourself. Maybe you listed something on eBay and you're like, I'll try it high and I'll lower it later. It's no big deal. Same with Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or whatever tool you might be using. Here's the problem with that method, especially as it pertains to real estate. Okay, buyers are looking for brand new listings. That is the drug of choice if you're a buyer or a buyer's agent. So you are most excited about a new home the day it hits the market. And that's when you'll get the most eyeballs on your property. So if you're going to get the most eyeballs on your property in the first 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks of it being on the market, is that when you want it to be the worst priced? And that's the real dilemma. You just need to ask yourself that question. Do I want the most amount of people to see that my home is overpriced? And if the answer is no, then you should consider obviously interviewing multiple agents and getting different pricing guides and strategies to sell your home. But in a market like this where inventory is so low, it's almost impossible to price your home below market value. We're still seeing today homes are getting multiple offers, and in some scenarios, highest and best and above asking price. So the pricing strategy of like, let's just try something higher, that is a weak strategy that gets weak results. And I would strongly discourage you from attempting that. So that's all I've got for today's video. If you have questions about what's happening in the market, reach out to us in all the different ways that you can. And, as always, be sure to interview agents, guys. Who you hire matters. And the strategies they use, if they sell one home a year and we're selling 400 homes a year, it's possible that we might have a better pulse on what's working and what's not, and you could use that information to your advantage. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and we'll see you at the next one.